Hello and welcome to a little special Brand Odyssey podcast breakout episode. I'm Miranda
and I'm Kylie Hannaford, and we are here to talk to you about a topic that is very important. But just before we get into that, we just wanted to give our listeners a little update because we have been absent. We haven't dropped an ep since April, and the people are asking, where are you? Where is my fortnightly dose of design, inspiration, and takedown?
I mean, I wasn't going to mention it's been since April, but yeah, we did get a little busy and we decided that we would finish the season one and take a little bit of time. And we've actually been really, really busy preparing content for a whole new season, which will be dropping later in the year.
Yes, we've got some great topics that we're going to talk about, so we can't wait for that. And of course, all the side tangents that you know and love.
But we couldn't quite wait to talk about this, could we, Kylie?
No, I saw this come across my desk, and when I say desk, my Instagram feed, and I got on the blower.
You mean you slacked me?
I slacked you. It was like, we need to talk about the Lauren Sánchez, Jeff Bezos wedding invitation.
I do love the idea of you calling me to tell me that. Just like... Doesn't matter what time of day, as soon as you saw this invitation, you're like, we need to do this record right now. No more moments can pass.
This is the Lord's work, Miranda. This is what we've been put on this earth to do.
As you can tell, we'd probably only ever do a breakout emergency episode, I should have called it, for a break, not for like a really beautiful piece of design. It would only be when we can see something that has failed and we want to talk about it and deconstruct it straight away.
Yeah, so... much has been talked about the wedding. So the dress, the guests, the event itself, everything I know about that wedding, I know against my will.
I was going to say that I low-key resent you because I'd largely managed to escape any of that. Like, I think my algorithm had shown me a few Kardashians rocking up and Leonardo with a very low baseball cap. But like, I hadn't clicked, I hadn't read, I didn't even really know who Lauren Sánchez was. Unfortunately, everyone knows who Jeff Bezos is. But I was like, I'd escaped. And then you had to come in and show me this ugly invitation, and now I know how many children they have in their shared joint family, you know?
Yeah, well, you know, again, I am a sacrificial lamb, and I'm happy to take that resentment because I think still it's more important that we bring light to this important topic. I just don't think enough people are talking about the wedding invite as opposed to the rest of the hoo-ha.
That's true. Is it like, but it hasn't been a niche takedown for designers only. This wedding invitation, which if you haven't already, just give it a quick Google. Even the most anti-design person who doesn't care about aesthetics or any kind of minimalism or beauty will know that this doesn't belong in 2025 from a billionaire.
So shall we just give it a little description?
Yes. In your words, Kylie, describe the billionaire wedding invitation from Jeff Bezos and Lauren Sánchez.
Yeah, so what does a $55 million wedding invitation look like?
Emboss, 400 GSM paper?
Obviously. No. Look, we don't have the full details of what this was printed on. The GSM, was it an uncoated? We hope so, but I don't think anything that it was printed on is going to take away or elevate it from what we've got to deal with here. So we have in the middle, we've got the writing. It's set in a script italic font. All of it is set in that script italic font, making it incredibly difficult to read. But above and below, so above there's two birds illustrations. One of the birds is holding a feather in its mouth. There's 5 stars with little shooting trails off the back. There's two butterflies. One butterfly is cyan. The other butterfly is a combined magenta and cyan. I know that was a bugbear of yours.
Well, it's my least favorite thing about the design. I'm like, in what world do you use default magenta and cyan on your wedding invitation? I don't think anyone would have done that in the last decade. Like, wedding invites tend to be grey, minimal white, some like floral decoration, but they're also probably just very pared back gold, silver foils. But 100% cyan and magenta doesn't belong in this genre of design.
So this is very design nerdy, but just to give people the heads up, when you are designing in a design program for print, the colors that you are defaulted with are C for cyan, M for magenta, Y for yellow, and then K is black. So they're these default colors, and they have used these default colors.
And only on 2 of the clip arts as well.
Just
so it's
on
like
2, yeah.
Most of them are just this sort of black, sketchy kind of style of clip art. Like it's like a hand-drawn but not particularly nice.
Yes.
No flair. And then just on the background of the butterfly that also looks like maybe someone would have had it as some kind of regrettable tattoo they did when they were drunk, they've added cyan and magenta.
Prison tattoo.
Yeah.
My friend Kirsten has a prison tattoo, a butterfly, a literal butterfly on her big toe.
Big toe. Excellent.
That she got done. She's American. She got it done at spring break.
That's beautiful. You can never get rid of it. It tells a story.
Yeah, we call it her prison tattoo.
On her toe.
Big toe, yeah. Anyway.
The combination of objects is kind of random, isn't it?
Yeah, it's very whimsical. Then down the bottom, they've got that, is it the 7 Windows Bridge or something like that? Anyway, it's a famous bridge in Venice with 3 gondolas, another cyan butterfly, and then 2 feathers and some more stars. So it's very whimsical.
But none of it really flows together. It's just like the placement of clip art around, and I think the font is important as well, like you mentioned, that script font. There's no like sizing, there's no variation in text, and
what we call a type hierarchy.
Yes, there's no type hierarchy, just a big body of hard to read italic handwriting font, of course. Yeah, and then the random placement of clip art around, like nothing feels cohesive or designed.
And I think importantly, like this doesn't look like it was put together in Canva. This looks like it was put together in MS Word 95.
And that's what the people have been saying. So obviously, after reading a few Google articles and getting lay of the land, we decided to check out what people were saying on Reddit. And the 2003 MS Word art would be the largest feedback and response to this.
Yes, 12-year-old niece's ballet recital, I think, was brought up.
Grandma's weird countryside fate for her Dreamcatcher boutique.
Forgot about that one. That one was good.
Oh, what was the best one was the chicken skewer.
Oh, I've got that one. I pulled that one out. This seems like the kind of party where there's no good place to get rid of the little wooden pointy stick that the chicken is served with.
It's so brutal. And also that feeling when you do go, like, love some finger food, but when you get like a little handful of like remnants, like tissues and like, you know, where's a bin?
Yeah, and maybe like, you know, you've taken one of the hors d'oeuvres and like not liked it. Maybe they're a bit creamy and you've just popped it back in the serviette. So yeah, you're
holding like a little bit of food, a bit of moist chicken serviette.
A slightly moist serviette with a chicken skewer. Awkwardly looking around.
I'm so shameless. Like I love food and I'm so shameless at any like a wedding event.
And a prawn tail.
A prawn tail, always, yeah. But at any kind of wedding event, like I will know where the hors d'oeuvres are coming out from. Like I know where the spot to be to get them. I think I get genuine excitement about that part of an event is like what? The little finger foods are delicious.
They've come a long way, haven't they, over the years?
A buffet fills me with, I wonder if Jeff Bezos and Lauren Sánchez, with this wedding invite, I'm like, I reckon they had buffet dinner instead of alternate drop. Just Bay Marie's. No, they didn't.
I think alternate drop.
They had chicken, some dry chicken.
I reckon they had an oyster bar though.
The actual event is horrendous.
It genuinely looks like the Capitol in the Hunger Games.
It's so bizarre. Like all these weird celebrities turning up and like just the paparazzi-ness of it. It's just a little off, wasn't it?
We are in the end times.
Why did they choose Venice?
I think they'd been there. Doesn't it say on the invite? Hang on. This magical place has gifted us unforgettable memories.
Oh, they just like Venice.
Yeah, I think they just like Venice. And also it's like very symbolic. Venice is literally sinking into the ocean because of the climate catastrophe that
He's adding to.
the billionaires are adding to. Was it 44
That's
private
beautiful.
jets coming in for the event? Meanwhile, as the memes say, I'm just like rinsing out my yogurt tubs and separating out my recycling.
I actually rinsed a yogurt tub this morning and I thought my mum and dad are proud of me. I did. Because, like, it's a little extra effort, the yogurt tub, isn't it?
It is. Again, you're doing the Lord's work this morning, Miranda.
Thank you. So another thing that I liked about the guests and this particular invite, and like what a lot of the Reddit users and the write-ups were saying, this sort of 2003 word art aesthetic. And I feel like that was a nice touch because it almost is symbolic of all the attendees. Like you've got these washed up A-listers, Orlando Bloom. He was big in 2003. He was peak fame, Lord of the Rings. That's probably when I was using MS Word to create like a Orlando Bloom scrapbook page, you know? Like they've got Leonardo DiCaprio and Jessica Alba. Like they are representative of the era that this card belongs in.
That's a really amazing insight, Miranda.
Yeah, so maybe intentional. Maybe it was just to like please their market.
They knew their audience.
I don't think the 30 Kardashians appreciated it though. I don't think they prefer something a little bit more cream and beige.
To be fair, the Kardashians do have good taste.
They have an aesthetic and they stick to it.
Yes.
They've got good brands.
Yeah, absolutely.
Once we got into this, I was like, I wanted to get to the bottom of it. You know, we do investigative journalism in most of our stories, but unfortunately, I think just because, you know, this is pretty new on the media cycle, current affairs, Jeff Bezos and Lauren Sánchez haven't provided any statements on the invitation as of yet. I couldn't find any design agencies. I'm sort of hedging my bets that maybe it wasn't a design agency who did it.
Might have been a niece,
maybe
a loved
it was
one.
A niece. Yeah, so I wasn't able to get any facts, unfortunately, for this episode, but I thought, what could have happened? Like, what happened here that this is their invitation? Because it ultimately doesn't really make any sense, does it?
No. What's your theory?
Well, my theory is, like, you got to think about these people. Like, they're billionaires, and so they have teams of people just for their lives. Like, they have a chef, they have personal assistants, probably 3 personal assistants. They just their life runs a small business. Like that is, can you imagine? Like you're so busy and important that just being you requires a small business to run you.
I can't decide if that's a good thing or a bad thing.
I'd take the chef. I'd always imagine that. But I quite like cooking, so maybe I wouldn't. I'd take some more cleaning. No.
Do you remember that quiz question I put to you? Would you prefer a chef or a driver?
And 100% a chef, right? A part-time chef. I want to do like a fun cook up for myself when I feel like it, and then also come home to ready cooked meals most days of the week. What would you choose?
I gave it a lot of thought, but I think I'd probably do a driver because
you can drive.
Miranda has said before that my driving makes her feel sick.
It was a risky thing to say, but I felt it was more to do with the car than your actual driving.
Yeah, no, that's true.
Anyway.
That is true. I was just trolling you. I think my rationale for the driver is that I'm often running late, so I feel like having a driver would allow me to just get in the car, get there to my destination, don't have to worry about parking or anything like that. It's just this constant movement that I don't have to worry about the logistics as much. And I feel like a chef would be wasted on me because I'm not a huge foodie.
If you're not a huge foodie, that would take the thinking out. You just get these nice meals supplied to you.
Yeah, it's a bit of it. And I do actually enjoy driving.
I like driving too. Do you know what? I don't really want either. This is the thing. Normal life doesn't need people to do these things. It's all part of life. I don't think you want people driving you around, and you don't want a bodyguard. You don't want someone cooking all your meals. It's sort of takes away your independence.
Yeah, okay.
So I feel that their independence has been taken away with this invitation, which my theory is, I don't think they ever saw it. I don't think there's a world where Jeff Bezos and Lauren Sánchez said, wow, look at this random arrangement of shooting star and butterfly clip art. That's
Ship it.
Ship it. No, there's just absolutely no way. So my theory is that, they were involved in their outfits, they chose a venue, and I'm sure they were like invested in how they looked on the day and spent lots of time with their designers. But I think they just said, like, team of people, can you please organize our invitations? And had a meeting with a wedding planner who did the guest list, and they never saw it. That is my theory. The other theory I have is, and this is, with a bit of digging and rational thought, is it's maybe a part of a bigger pack. It's not an invite at all. It's basically saying, please don't buy us a gift. We're going to donate all this money to the city of Venice with a couple of charities listed. So lovely of them to sort of, it's like carbon offsetting their wedding. But I think maybe there was there was that 400 GSM embossed gold foiled hand script font Jeff Bezos.
Maybe I know what happened. To be fair, the content on this inverted commas wedding invite is the bit saying, don't buy us a gift, we've donated all this money, blah, blah, blah. It's not the actual time, date, etc.
No.
So we need to be clear about that because we need to be honourable on the Brand Odyssey podcast.
Ethical journalism.
Ethical, above board. But I wonder, how there was like all those Venice protests? I wonder if this was just whacked out last minute before the wedding invite. Oh no, because the wedding invites would have gone out ages ago.
But maybe it was like a little bit of PR. That's an interesting thought because maybe this is like the conspiracy theory is like getting all this bad press and they're like, we want people to know that we're actually donating all this money and we're not bad people and we're paying respect to the city. Let's like leak our present invite. And then they were like, how are we going to get it attention? It's got to be hella ugly.
Yes. Oh my God. We are victim of amazing PR. Oh my gosh. This has turned around. This has really done a 180.
Does this feel true? I feel like it feels true.
This feels accurate.
It's now
Guys, we are unraveling this in real time.
It's gone from break to PR make. Like, they know what they're doing. They're masterminds up there.
I did not see this happening.
No, neither. I don't know.
Dear.
I'm not going to like 100% guarantee that that's what's happened, but it doesn't make sense. Like,
because even if Lauren and Jeff like didn't see it, there's still like someone who's obviously very good at their job because they work for billionaires who has signed this off if they think it's good. Mm-hmm. It makes much more sense to me that they purposely made it bad and then leaked it because it's like this is the philanthropic part of things and to get it attention. Boom.
Interesting. Okay. Oh, well, we didn't know we were like crime investigators. We're like forensic design podcast. Solving these problems in real time.
Just another feather in our cap.
Okay. Well, any last points you want to make?
No, I think we can wrap it there. Thanks everyone for listening and we hope you enjoyed this. And as we said, stay tuned for season 2 dropping later in the year.
Bye, Kylie.
Bye Miranda.